I didn't do any research on anything. I mean, I did watch some videos before the game came out to see what kind of perks might be useful for this build. And I will tell you, because I haven't really made good use of the things that could maybe help with this. Here's what it is.
You're doing great, buddy. You're good enough.
Ooh, you're smart enough. Doggone it, people like you. Alphabet Paradox, thank you very much for that resub at 26 months. Very appreciate that. Let's see. So we intentionally took low perception, dexterity, and strength because those are mostly combat things. Although because our dexterity is below average, our sneak isn't very good. Although it doesn't look like it actually does affect particularly sneak directly. It just affects how high the skill was when we started. So I think that was probably the right call. We went way down in strength because we don't care about melee damage or tactical time dilation. We do need a fairly decent intelligence, but we definitely need good temperament and really good charm. In our perks, we so far have just taken stuff that helps us to survive. We might take some stuff that helps us run faster later, but I can say with pretty strong confidence, there's nothing in any of the perk tree or in the skill tree that implies that you would play in a very weird way. There's nothing like this perk causes you to, once every 30 seconds explode violently, and then we could use that for our only attack. It's just stuff like bonus to accuracy, bonus to health, bonus to skills, bonus to prices, bonus to armor. That's like every perk in here. There's this one that causes, it's sort of the bloody mess perk at the end, but that's not like a strategy. So it's got a little, it's got a little bit of a pigeonhole for how you can play it. You basically just pick a weapon and use it, or two different kinds of weapons if you really want to. However, there are some skills that are fairly interesting in the dialogue tree. The dialogue tree's bonus stuff involves weird sort of illusion style effects that can be done to people. So this one's no help because it is only useful against creatures after you kill one. So we don't need to worry that much about that. But the lie perk, the higher you get it, the more you can scramble auto mechanicals to fight one another. And the persuade perk, the higher you have it, the more you can hit somebody once and they'll cower in fear for 3 seconds. So what I was thinking was that we would eventually have since we have the lowest strength and we also are carrying around the least damaging melee weapon we've found so far, we probably will eventually find something like a melee weapon that does almost no damage. And when it comes down to how the hell are we going to get through this room of human people that are shooting at us, the game is on the hardest difficulty, we're dying very much instantly, and there's no way to sneak past them. That's when it's time to give a couple of people the club. Just a couple of whacks, no kills, just a couple of whacks to cause them, hopefully, to hide, and also, for us to get a little bonus. The cower duration at 40 is 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a lot of seconds. It's enough seconds to hit somebody, they start cowering, and we run through the entire room, and then go back into hide mode. So that's my plan, so to speak. We do have to eat and drink something, because we're being affected by that. But the drinking stuff is a little bit weird for me, because a lot of these things imply that they would be for drinking and making yourself feel better, but it doesn't seem to be quite that way. So let's take a look at our journal. Sneak 40 for some pickpocket. Well, we're just getting started, but I wanted to ensure that right off the bat, we could do good persuade checks. But it seems to me that the most important stuff for us to take is the bonuses to sneak and the bonuses to the speech stuff. So that's what we're doing. We have taken the power regulator from Edgewater, so that town is now going to collapse. But the survivors are fine. We've got this thing, the mechanical scout, that I can't do anything with, but I guess if my engineering was probably high enough, I could do something to him. And then we've got a cache of medicine for Abernathy, and then also we have to do the Zoe thing again. We did this a little bit yesterday, but I didn't save in between, so we're gonna have to do it again. For a second there, you thought I started over. No, we didn't start over. I could not, with any reliability, recreate the head that we created for this character. There are a few enemies over here, so I gotta be careful. Abernathy? Yes, the Abernathy tribe has descended, or has ascended into space, and there is now a character in this game whose name is something else, Abernathy. And he's apparently got the plague and is dying. So we're supposed to steal him some medicine from some community center somewhere. We tried to do this yesterday, and I started it, but then I didn't save right before we started it, so I died. It seems to me that the autosaves take place if I just walk back and forth into towns or into this ship. So, is this game good? It seems good to me, but I haven't done any combat, so... Do you think so? I think that there's the only way that could be true is if it turned out that he fucks watermelons. If they had gone out of their way to make a character named Abernathy that fucks melons, I would be very convinced that they did it for our benefit. But as it is, it's not that uncommon of a name. There's probably somebody in the stream whose name is Abernathy, and they're like, why? Why did you make it weird for me to watch your stream? I think you got the melon STDs. These little orange flakes are coming off of these two towers. This is supposed to be a geothermal plant. So this stuff is fucking packed with silica, and people are gonna get fucking lung disease from breathing it. Oh shit.
System.
Nope. I didn't expect robots to be in here. I thought I was going to the secret pond where the friends live. Those are the people that I helped. Gotta watch out for them ribbits. Them robbles. Could have snuck in the back here. Here's a spot that these canids came digging up under the fence. So I'm not even in the place I'm supposed to be, and I can see that. But I haven't been in here, so I'm grabbing the shit out of it. So this is by the company that did New Vegas, yes. And according to the devs that made this game, according to Tim Kaine and whatever the other guy's name is, the characters, the people that were on the New Vegas team, about 30% of them were still working for the company when they got around to doing this game. So, yes, 1/3 of the team that worked on this game worked on New Vegas, so I'm told. Can I build robots and turrets or hack them? It does not appear so. Although there's probably There's probably a lot of computers that do things like disable or, you know, reset their targeting system. That's how it is in... Yeah, so far we've encountered at least one that was to reprogram the robots to recognize each other as enemies. Climb. Yeah, apparently also 3% of the team are people who worked on the original Fallout, the first Fallout game. The Black Isle Studios Fallout. Okay, I must be losing my mind. Because I can't go this way. Hoping for a Dr. Robotnik build. Yeah, I don't see... I mean, I don't know. We haven't gone very far. But we've so far made a couple of assumptions as to the kind of things that might be in the game outside of whatever. And honestly, they're, you know, deeply optimistic. For instance, there's no stat section of the game. There's nothing in the menu that would allow me to... There's nothing in the menu that would allow me to just look and see if we're getting kills or not. That was one of the main benefits that we had in the Fallout 4 no-kill run, because I could check to see if the death of somebody counted as my kill. As it stands, well, I don't have that. No, you know. So, it's a problem. Pick them apples, son. You're starving all the time. So we just have to play. We just have to play it right, without any fuck ups or maybes. No maybes. Just hopefully everything works out. Yeah, I got up on the roof. Whose house is this? Well, nothing up here. Oh, come on. That was like 2 feet. Tops. I was like stepping off a stair to another stair. Couldn't have hurt as bad as that. We did all of these dialogue already, so... Essentially, Essentially, this lady has decided to go join the bandits because she's, Oh, those are both not bad. This one is the stealth one. That's the one that I was going to lean into. This one's okay, too. I get a 30% discount in here? Well, isn't that nice? We keep a little bit of the ammo and one of the guns because the game forced me to blow something up at the beginning, so we're just offloading some of this stuff. We won't need any modifications for weapons. Unless one of them makes it so that you can do whatever. I wonder if these go bad. You know? Anyways... Yeah, let's go and look at some of the stuff. Basically, this lady is super into this radio serial program that involves a capitalist something.
What do you think you're doing?
I didn't know it was stealing.
I don't have time for this.
Damn. I was in there looking through her shit like it was nothing. But I stole a poster right off the wall and he got super pissed. Okay, so we need to go inside somewhere or something so that we can save before I go and try to fight, or I don't know what I gotta do to Zoe. If I fight her or talk to her, what the deal is. I guess we'll see. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but I guess it is what it is. Let's turn on our sweet new outfits. Very nice. Nope. You'd be pissed if I stole a poster from your room, but what about if somebody was in somebody else's room and you saw them take a poster? Let's see. You can only fast travel to your ship, it says. I didn't even know I could do that. I'm supposed to go over here, but before I do that, I should go here. Can I mark it on the map? It does not allow me to do such a thing. Unless I don't understand how controls work. But it's not left or right click, space, shift, control, or enter. So I'll just have to use my goddamn brain and go that direction. But I gotta go up and around. Now, there's a lady in here, and we came back to say, hey, we brought you power or whatever. And she was like, cool.
What is...
Alright, nope. I'm not going to talk to her about the Marauders. I'm just going to go to my ship so that I don't lose progress. Because I don't want to have to go and learn about Zoe again. We've already done it once. I wonder whose houses these are. Because everybody's dead over here. And there's a door over here that I can open. There's also a bunch of weird little chemicals that I haven't really taken advantage of yet. I suppose I ought to look into it, think about it. Somebody blew up some shit on the stove. Now they got no stove. They can't have warm food no more. Decided to quit playing video games? You're making you toxic, you don't enjoy playing them anymore? Alright, man. Well, hey, listen. Art is still, I mean, art is a good decision to go with. So, I have to respect and honor your decision. Okay, so there's a lot of dead dudes that are outside of this house. I wonder what's inside of this house. Nothing, it looks like. Just a whole lot of free shit. A whole lot of free shit. I insist you give me all the free shit. What do I have the FOV set to? 90. Seemed good. Is it like too much? I gotta go clear the fuck down there to go to my ship. Oh, thank you, Grandmaster Stash. I appreciate that. Now here's an interesting little tidbit. It looks like you can sprint infinitely with no reason not to. Maybe it affects your thirst. I really don't know. But I don't see why you wouldn't just sprint everywhere all the time. How does this game feel in comparison to Fallout? It feels like there's... I mean, there's... It seems like there's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of fun writing. Maybe it's even better written and more funny than Fallout is. Fallout 4 especially. It also feels like there's not as many ways to play this game as there is Fallout 4, because we've played Fallout 4 to tears, but we've done 30 or so playthroughs, and we've come up with all kinds of wacky different ways to play it. But it's early days. I haven't engaged in any combat with any enemies yet, so it doesn't really make sense for me to say something along the lines of, I don't like the combat in this game, as compared to Fallout, or anything like that. This apparently is my ship. That's nice. Supposedly it attracts marauders from all over the place, but I've yet to see that be the case. I think we got everything out of everything in here. And there's a bed there. There's this thing here. I don't know if we can do anything to the armor. We can do this. Yeah, sure. Now we have tech skills. On top of the sneak skills. And there's nothing to repair, so... yeah, supposedly just coming in here is a save, but I'll do a real save, just in case. The art design of this game seems better than Fallout 4. I mean, I think it's different. I don't know if it's necessarily better. But maybe it is. They keep popping stuff into our codex. That's just what I need. Okay, so we got to come back up here, go all the way over there. And apparently the deserters like me, but everybody else is sort of neutral towards me. They keep track of your positive and your negative scores. And there's a lot of different industries around here. Industry folks. Apparently anything that's non-alcohol reduces your thirst. But, I mean, I've just found a lot of alcohol and not a lot of things to reduce my thirst. You have a feeling this might just be a taste now that they have the engine in place? The next game might be way more flexible? Yeah, maybe. Still worth it to try it out, though, I think. You know, see what kind of stuff we can get into. Ooh. I just barely woke up and I was like, here we go. What did Toby have? Toby didn't have shit. Or Toby already got robbed. More like... what Toby had was an opportunity to make something of himself. Yeah, my frames do kind of thwack out a little bit when I'm like rotating my camera to a direction that I haven't looked yet. I don't know if I need to turn off motion blur. But yeah, there's a little bit of a loading hiccup between areas that I've noticed. So last time I came in here, I was like, okay, it's me versus a bunch of marauder dudes and also a lady in the middle of the marauder dudes. I didn't mean to walk right up to that guy. There's a lady right in the middle of the marauder dudes who's, you know, maybe executing a bit of a half-baked plan. Interesting. A landmine blew up an enemy, and I got experience for it. So that's good to know. I haven't brought out my weapons at all. But the concussion is back. Yeah. So she's over here somewhere. There's a couple of dead robots. There's probably a sleuth way to where she's at. But we'll have to see what goes on over there. Here's an actual landmine. I know what it looks like now. It looks like a giant, impossible not to see frisbee or Roomba. But it has... You can't disarm them, and also they have a hell of a range, so... There's a dog right there, another dog right there. There's a marauder over there talking to Zoe. I kind of, based on my experience last time, I kind of think there might be only one way to get through this, and it would involve leading everyone to the landmines. Because walking up this way is not going to do anything. She just walking around chatting with these guys. Alright, the dogs are gonna see me. I just want to see if I can do anything to her, but apparently not. See, those enemies are getting murdered by the landmines. Oh, I got shot somewhere. They run through their own landmines, get killed, and the game thinks that I deserve experience for it. So that's the only strategy I've seen so far that I can really use without feeling too bad about it. We've had some, you know, we've had some shit in the past. Where the robots fought and killed each other as a result of me reprogramming them. But that ain't on me, man. The whole point of the pacifist thing in all of these games is to think of outside ways to handle combat, and that's one of the outside ways to handle combat. I just feel bad because I don't have any way of checking to see if the game is keeping track of that shit or not. Although, if it is, I would imagine that anything that marks me for experience is counting it. That's how it is in Fallout. But I can't do anything about guys standing on landmines. What the fuck am I supposed to do about that? They don't know. It's not always my fault. Look at this sluggy boy. He's like a snake. Oh, he is a snake. He's full. He's got a full belly. You're doing great, buddy. This game must be pretty demanding. It might not be perfectly optimized either, because I think Obsidian is still a pretty small team. You know? But I don't see a super good way to run up to Zoe and talk to her. I could probably get the guys that are right next to her to blow themselves up on the landmines, and then go and talk to her, and she could be like, dude, what the fuck? Buddy. Or whatever.
You're good enough.
You're smart enough. Doggone it, people like you. Incognito gentleman with the resub for the fat snaky. He's not fat, he's just full. He's got a food baby. Or maybe it's a lady snake and she is pregante. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much, incognito gentleman. Jesus. Every time I come here, it seems like there's more and more dead marauder bodies on the ground. Yeah, whose cannery is this? Let me have some of these food squares, man. Or is it soap? Kind of hard to tell. Clement Elridge. talking about politics. And not much else. 2-hour energy. But what about 5-hour energy? That's 2.5 or 2. Yes, 3 more hours of energy.